Hello, this is David Geckel from Baltimore, Maryland, and I'm a Leeds United fan. And we're back, bitches, and we're never fucking leaving. And you're listening to the DU Football Show.
And he might have been up with me at 3 o'clock in the morning after the whiskey show, still drinking whiskey.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
It was
And
good
up
for
the
him.
next morning, still drinking beer. 3rd of July rules early.
It's kind of how you got to do it.
You got to
man.
practice
fucking
for it.
Party. Let's start the show.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston. Sam Houston? Arsenal fans have another Sam. AKA the fucking Gooner Graham. Stump of my lord. Look straight in shorts. Sam Graham, hey. Sam Graham. Fucking United! Fucking United!
Hello and welcome to DU Does EFL, a completely biased brief recap of the rest of English football as told by two common American schmucks. I am your host, Sam Houston, and across the way from me, wishing he had a gummy, my co-host, Mr. Samuel Graham. How you doing over there, buddy?
Doing very well, thank you. How are you?
Doing all right, man. Ready to talk about the final part of the season as I have the wrong notes sitting in front of me as I'm speaking to you.
You're on fucking
I am
fire, bro.
I am
today.
Fucking
You are on
mess.
fire today.
I am an absolute mess today. I tell you what,
Is this
man.
a sign that the show is peaked?
I think I've got another suspect for that issue in Liverpool.
It could really be. It really, really could be. And of course, on the ones and twos, I
shit.
question why she's still married to me.
I'm
The lovely
questioning it right
producer
now.
Mel.
Where is Mark when I need him?
He's checking out hotels in Verdansk.
Probably cursing out my name for picking his team to get relegated this season.
Yeah, well,
As
you know.
Well, as we saw, Mr. Graham,
The shoe fits.
5-4. We are
The fact
fucking
that you guessed,
prognosticating specialists right
Oh,
there.
yeah.
the fact that you guessed 13 and got 13. I mean, that's everything.
And
It's
of
lucky for
course-
Everton, isn't it?
And of course, on the ones and twos, producer Mel, how you doing over there?
We just said that.
I'm doing it again. I don't care.
Oh,
Maybe I need to take a nap.
did you have a little Taylor?
No, I did. I need to go lay down. I'm all disheveled. I've had 3 fucking Malort cocktails. I'm fucking putting out the wrong notes. And the sad part was I was looking down because it was like, oh, look, I know I didn't change the episode number as 31. It should be 32. And yeah, I looked down and I'm like, that's not my notes for the EFL show.
Oh my
So-
God, I love you so much. You are so adorable. You were so afraid of skipping me over again that you
Yeah.
greeted me twice.
Well, because if I don't, you beat me.
Did I greet her? I don't fucking know. Better do it again. How you doing, Mel?
I don't know. I've been pissing off the wags lately, so I want to try to make sure I keep everything on the up and up, you
You know
know?
what? That is a wise move there, Houston.
Stop it.
We're recorded at the U Public House just outside the nation's capital. You can check us out wherever you get your podcasts, and of course, streaming live every single Monday night. Should you want to chat with us, there is many ways that you can. Mr. Graham, tell the good people how they can get in touch.
Absolutely. It's at DU Football Show on all the social medias and dufootballshow@gmail.com to get in touch via email.
I'm over here like Ricky Bobby. I'm like, I don't know what to do with my hands. Reaching at either the G&T or the Malort Manhattan.
I'm gonna
I'd get that
send.
down as fast as possible.
I'm gonna send this air check tape into Dave Johnson.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Be sure to get another gig off the back of this.
We will talk about that on Injury Time. And should you want to support the show, Mr. Graham, how do you go about doing that?
Patreon.com/DU Football Show. Sign
Yeah,
up
see,
to that
I just
$5 tier.
Just wanted to throw one at you, see if
Thanks.
you're still a good hoe.
God.
Championship corner!
I've fallen and I can't get up. Oh no!
we're drinking the same shit we were last show as usual.
Exactly. Well, she hit that button, honestly.
Always remember to drink responsibly, by the way.
Honestly, she needed to hit that button because I needed a reset. That's for damn
Yeah.
sure.
Fucking reboot.
Because this is fucking awful. The championship has both Leeds, Burnley, and now Sunderland gaining promotion.
The richest game in football.
As the Black Cats score too late to beat the Blades in the promotion final. Normally, this game is cagey. I don't want to fuck up and lose. And this ended up being a fucking barn burner of a match. Because this was...
Both teams were going after it.
And until late, especially the first half, all Blades. Mm-hmm. All Blades. And then there was... Here's one thing I will say. They got the call right? When VAR checked and called back the second goal, they got the call right. The problem is that is the first and only game of the year
that has VAR.
That uses VAR.
Yeah. It feels like, again, a different set of rules for the same competition.
VAR shouldn't have been there. And if Sheffield's get that second goal, Sheffield win.
Probably.
They go on to win. They absolutely would have gone on to win.
But what a late comeback from Sunderland getting the 2 goals. But you could see them turning the screw and growing in confidence before that.
Gustavo Hammer went out, and the game completely changed.
Yep.
That was it right there.
They no longer had to worry about Gustavo Hammer's prowess on the break.
We're all talking a lot about Liam Delap and where he's going to end up going. Gustavo Hammer is going to be the biggest name coming out of the championship because he is not staying at the Blades for another year. He will be on one of the bottom half of the table teams, and he will be an impact player.
Right.
And not just with goals and assists. He will also be an impact player with bookings because he likes to get booked a lot.
A little contentious with the referees, let's say.
The last time they were up, he had gotten something like 3 or 4 red cards.
Damn.
In the season.
Oh yeah, I remember
with that.
One of them was bullshit though.
With that epically bad Sheffield team that gave up the most goals in the history of the Prem.
Yeah.
Yet somehow still managed to not be as bad as Southampton was this year.
Exactly right.
All right, so going down are Luton, Plymouth, and Cardiff City. Teams
pretty damning for Luton, though.
So some teams we kind of keep an eye on, like Pompey, who we have kind of an affinity for, finished in 15th, giving us a true South Coast derby for next season with them in Southampton. It's going to be great because it's been, easily, I'd say 8 to 10 years, probably. It's been that long. Because when Pompey was in the top flight, Southampton was in the championship. And when Pompey went down, Southampton came up.
Yep.
And then Pompey went down to League One and was in League One for a while. So I'd say probably a good 10 years.
Yep.
Probably a solid 10 years. But along with that, we also have, of course, the Sheffield Derby, which is, it's big to the two of them, but it's not a big one.
Big national one, yeah.
But the Old Farm Derby is back as well between Ipswich and Norwich. And that's a pretty contentious, really fun derby to watch. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
League One saw Birmingham City win the league and Wrexham go up for their 3rd straight promotion. They will be joined by Charlton as the Addicts beat Leyton Orient 1-0 on Sunday morning.
Yeah, it's a blower. I wanted Leyton Orient to go up.
Our boy Scotty, West Ham supporter, his second club are the Addicts, and he was very boisterous to me before the match. He was very boisterous after the match. He was like, "Yeah, we're in the playoff final." Blah blah blah. And I was like, "You understand? Only Addicts want to win. Like everybody else wants the O's, including you and me."
Absolutely.
The minute they got the promotion, he was like, "Fuck you, Houston." I'm like, "Okay, I'm good with it. I'll take it." Doesn't change the fact that we all wanted the O's to go up.
I do feel Wrexham might find it difficult at this level after 3 straight promotions. What do you think?
Very much so.
I think they might finally get found out here.
Here, if you're an ownership group if the right people are in your ear, which so far it would appear
Seems that they are, yeah.
they have the right people in their ear, they will go to them and go, 14th is good.
Right. Or you need to plan to get relegated.
Yeah. And if you're getting relegated, plan on how do we go right back up.
Correct.
But the world really changes. There's a big change between the Premier League and the Championship, but there's at least some TV money. There's a massive change between the Championship
And League One. Absolutely.
Massive change there.
Big time.
Now, 4 clubs got relegated. That goes with Crawley Town, Bristol Rovers, Cambridge United, and Shrewsbury Town are all who went down. Now, there's a bunch of notables in League One that we want to talk about. Some teams that have previously at one point been
on our radar for varying degrees of
also have been in
things.
the Premier League for a while,
Right.
or so all of them. First, we have Reading finished in 7th.
After their abysmal start and that terrible ownership situation and everything else going, they finished in 7th place.
That is a team with the new ownership group coming in that I have very much pegged in to be one of the 2 automatic promotion spots next year. I don't
necessarily doubt that.
They are first or second, and they're going to go right back to where they belong, which is in the middle of the table of the fucking championship.
Correct. Yeah.
In 8th place, there was Bolton. Now, they were in the playoffs last year and just missed out this year. They're giving me very much Pompey vibes. So, like, it's going to probably be a
couple of
years.
But once they finally do it,
and then there'll be a year where they're first place and they run over the league and they go back up to the championship. And again, that's another one of those teams I'd love to see in the championship, especially for as far down as they fell. Huddersfield Town, that's a team that got relegated last season. So this is their first year in League One. As we said, that League One drop-off is massive. They finished in 10th place.
Yeah, it's not great. And they were pretty perennially in the championship for
a long
and then
time.
In the Premier League, obviously, for 2 years.
And then when they came back down, they were still in the championship like solidly for a while. Just that 2 years ago, they had a horrible year and lost at the end of the season. Yep. Wigan were in 15th. They're a team that's always kind of funny because it's like they'll suddenly have money, go up to the championship, blow
all the money,
get in trouble financially, and then go back down the league. And finally, here's an interesting one. Another team that went down with Huddersfield, the Posh,
Peterborough,
18th place.
Yeah, not a good look.
Not a good look at all, because the Posh is another one of those teams always in and around the championship, kind of part of the furniture. I think we're starting to see a little bit of a shift
yeah.
in the championship and in the Premier League.
I mean, but like you said, in the drop off from the Premier League, the gap is becoming wider and wider. You're seeing,
of course.
This is now 2 years in a row that all 3 that came up are going straight back down. Yeah. Because finding it difficult to compete. Part of that might be a little bit of an ego thing, like with Russell Martin and how they played, and instead of approaching games pragmatically.
Right.
But again, you're seeing here the drop off from the championship to League One isn't as stark as the Premier League to the championship, because you did have, for instance, Pompey that stayed up and finished relatively comfortably in 15th or whatever it was.
Oxford and Derby, it was all 3 teams that came up stayed up.
But you're pretty much everyone in the Football League are in some sort of financial difficulty and only ever like 2 weeks away from collapse, it feels like.
Yeah, very true.
So this is devastating for Peterborough to not get back up to the championship immediately. It's devastating for Peterborough.
Oh yeah,
it's not a good situation over there at the moment.
Peterborough and Huddersfield, we've seen this. The 2 best examples are Sunderland and Pompey. It took Sunderland a long time to get back up to the championship.
Right, but if you don't
Pompey
have
a long time to get back up to the championship.
Exactly, and Sunderland, with their promotion to the Premier League, I thought they were way longer out of it than they were. It's only been 8 years. Now, that is the entire length of this show, right? The entire lifespan of the show. They would have gotten relegated the year prior to that.
But of those 8 years, 4 of them, half of them were in League One.
Yeah. I'm just saying it's a long old slog down there.
Oh, yeah.
You very quickly forget about teams that are down there and get stuck down there. It's not great, man.
We talk about like the Premier League over the over the holiday break plays a lot of games. The Championship, League One and League Two play from the second week of December to the second week of January, 2 games a week. Every week. Like, they are playing a fuck ton of games.
Oh, yeah.
And there's more teams in the league, so they add more games to the season. It's tough. It's
crazy.
Really, really, really tough. League League Two, we have Doncaster, Port fucking Vale, and Bradford City all gain promotion.
Yep.
The final spot was won on Monday by Wimbledon AFC over Walsall 1-0 to complete the epic free fall for Walsall,
Yep.
who in February were in first place and 12 points ahead of second.
So is this the Kevin Keegan Newcastle to Manchester United when they gave up the title in the late 90s or whatever it was, early 2000s?
I mean, not as big of a stage, but pretty fucking bad,
Oh,
man.
yeah. I think theirs was in March. They had that 12-point lead as well. So they bend that off in 8 weeks.
They only won 2 games. One was the last game of the season, and one was the playoff match.
It's bad. That's bad.
It was that is insane. What an absolute just dive off a fucking cliff that was.
But good for Wimbledon. They deserve it.
Oh yeah, but that was when we looked at the playoffs. We were like, Wimbledon's the team we want to see go up.
Absolutely.
And Carlisle, and unfortunately, Shrimps out for Morecambe, will be falling out of the professional league. Now, the teams we kind of keep an eye on.
Pull your Todger out and salute him one last time.
Yeah, and just shake her around. Little shrimpy copper. Do it with your 2 fingers. The thumb and the index finger. Hold on tight. Both Tranmere and Aki both had a scare. They were down and around the relegation battle
For
most
a lot of the season as well, yeah.
But they both remained safe and finished in 20th and 21st place, respectively.
At least they're still in the league.
On to the National League. Who is going up? Barnet, we already knew, had won the league.
The final spots between Southend United and Oldham, which
that's
plays.
what I was about to say.
Yep, which plays this Sunday. I know you left a big space. I thought I was supposed to talk.
I was just catching my breath for a moment. I was going to say.
We're taken aback by the National League playoffs.
We had all of the playoffs happen. I know that Southend's ended in penalties over York City. And these, with Southend and Oldham, these are teams that were in, I think, 5th and 7th. So these are the teams that had not the teams that got the bye, the 2nd and 3rd place teams. They beat them.
Right. That's good.
But it was York and Forest Green Rovers who lost to both of those teams.
It'd be very cool if Southend ended up there.
So that's going to wrap it up, Mr. Graham. That is the EFL season. Got any parting words?
I don't. Support your local football. Watch a lower league team. Get excited about all of the upcoming derbies. It's a joy.
Absolutely. And if you support a lower league team and you've been watching us on YouTube and following the show, reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you because we want to incorporate more discussion about your teams. If you're a listener, we want to talk about your team very specifically because what we're going to do is we're going to default to the couple of clubs that we really have an affinity for. So if you're a Walsall supporter or a Port fucking Vale supporter, we want to know because we want to fucking talk about your club as well. So,
Yep. It's dfootballshow@gmail.com or at dfootballshow on all the social media.
all right. Till next season, everyone.
Have a good summer.